I am Vivian Olsen, and I've been your serving council member in position 5 for the last 3.5 years, and thank you for that honor. I really enjoy being able to represent the people of Edmonds. I'm a 22-year resident and raised my family here, and they went to public schools. I volunteered in the schools and in the community in a lot of different ways, and came to council really because I care about this community and I understand the connection between policy and outcomes. And when we see when we see outcomes in other communities that we're not so excited about, we need to make sure that we're not putting into play the policies that got them there. So I consider us a partnership, the people of Edmonds and our council, that we can engage and get your input. And I really want to encourage everybody to reach out with any input that you have, because sometimes the issues are really big and there's a lot of divide in the community on an issue. And you never know what little nuanced comment that comes in is what ends up being the thing that gives you clarity about how your vote should come down. And I've definitely had that happen. So questions from you?
Well, I have a question. Could you tell us about the 2 or 3 top most contentious, challenging issues that face Edmonds? The ones that produce the most fire and light, and just pick one of those and talk about what you think we can do about it. How can we deal with it as a city?
Gosh, things that are still causing problems. It seemed like streeteries were one of those.
Oh, yeah.
But, that was the issue I was thinking about when I said that, a little nuance is what made the difference for me, because there were the people who really thought they were, should be continued. There were the people who hated them and wanted them gone, and it really did feel like a 50-50 divide. But, it was thrown together as an emergency response. And there were winners and losers, in the business community. And as a result, it was not something that should be sustained. I mean, government can't be in the business of picking winners and losers. So for me, that was that nuance that said, if we're ever going to do this, we have to do it with forethought and planning, and in a way that, is more balanced and fair to everybody.
So those 2 to 3 top issues, fire and light.
I'm not having them come to mind right now. Everything's so calm and easy in Edmonds. Yeah, but maybe you could throw out what you think they are.
Go ahead.
Vivian, I'm Richard Bologna, longtime Edmonds resident business owner. About 10 years ago, I had my firm in downtown Seattle. There was a national article that the state of Washington was one of the best places in the country to do business. I've had some concerns about lip service to that. I believe sometimes it's very difficult for startup businesses to get going in the city of Edmonds. Can you give your take on that?
I am on the liaison of the Economic Development Commission, and I know that we have the business incubator and that we have really great partners in Edmonds for the business community, the chamber, of course, being one of the utmost. So I'm concerned to hear you say that you feel like it's not a great place to be a startup, and I would be, more than willing to delve into that with you to see if that's something we can be improving on.
I think the permitting thing and the codes, the building codes are the thing. So if a little business has to wait 6 months to get a permit, it's costing them a lot of money.
So you're thinking it's more about zoning and getting the buildings inspected and fire code and all that stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely keep that on our radar, because we are updating our codes right now. So maybe there's some things we can be doing.
Thanks, Vivian.
Yeah, I have a question about the public safety. The majority of the crime happened on Highway 99, and it continued to be that way. But yeah, our police department is situated downtown. Any given time, it takes anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to get up there to take care of situations. Do you see opportunities for police relocations?
Yeah, I have been in favor of relocation, even above and beyond doing an annexation where you have a small unit up there. It seems to me like it would just make sense to move the whole operation. However, I know that we have patrol, so it really is not, it shouldn't be that it's taking 20, 30 minutes to get response up there, because we have a patrol that's dedicated to Highway 99 that was just in the budget this last go round. So, unless we haven't been able to hire for that manning where we actually have people there all the time, because that's what it is when you're on patrol. You're kind of forward located in that.
You are
in that
right.
area.
Once they get up there, they're out there patrolling, but they started downtown and getting from downtown up there, and then when the night is over, getting from wherever they are back to downtown. That's where the time comes in.
So I know you've delved into this very deeply, so I'll be surprised if you don't know better than I do, but that's not the nature of patrol. Patrol should mean that they're in that area. They shouldn't be, going back to the station except for, shift changes and stuff. They should be forward located in that patrol area. But
that's why I said is the beginning of the shift, at the end of the shift, and the break time.
Okay.
The change shift, they have to come here, switch police car. I mean, once we get the one police per car, that will ease the situation.
Right.
But nevertheless, it takes a lot of time and fighting through the traffic, especially the Saturday market, Sunday market, the Taste of Edmonds, all these wonderful events. Now that the civic park is opening, the police department is literally being boxed in.
I see, yes, I see what you're saying. So there's so much going on down there. The police are located there, and on the weekends it's difficult
Right.
to get out.
It's different from the fire department. The fire department, we have 3 stations, 16 on 196 and 17 downtown, and then we have fire station 20 in Esperance, so that coverage is more evenly. They can deploy
I see.
the fire trucks where it happens. But the police we only have one.
When we were talking about businesses and being a good place to have a business, public safety is a big part of that. I think the best thing we can be doing for our business community is keeping this place safe, where people, feel like they can come and do business in Edmonds and want to be here because it feels safe.
Discussions about that with some of the.
But I don't want to see Highway 99 becomes Little Saigon in downtown Seattle, where business have to abandon their business, close down, because people just doing whatever open on the street, and it's not safe for people to shop and do business there.
Yeah, and it's a priority of mine. I am with you, and that's way at the top of the list on what you can expect from me.
So I have a follow-up question to some of the first question that I asked, but I'll take a different approach. On council, it's really important for us to have a deliberative process where we're learning from one another. Could you tell us about a time when you had to listen to 1 or 2, maybe even 3 other different approaches than your own, and how did you approach that? What was your thinking process? How did you come to, let's say, a better solution than the one that you originally came up with?
Yeah, I don't know if it always happens on the dais, but having good collaborative council members that do want to engage is really of the utmost importance. And it's not just a word. I know people who say that they've got a collaborative approach, and yet, my phone calls to those people don't get returned when we want the same thing, and we could be consolidating our approach. So but I do think that the learning is critical. I mean, that's the value of like not having the group think. It's not that when we talk about wanting to be nonpartisan, it's not that we all want to think the same way. We want to think differently, but we want to be engaged with each other so that we can get that other perspective.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Thank you.